All right, let's talk about three of the smallest, but honestly most confusing words in the entire English language. A, an, and the. They're so tiny, right? But man, are they powerful. When you get them right, everything you say is crystal clear. But get them wrong, and, well, things can get a little weird. So, let's figure them out together. So, to kick things off, here's a classic little puzzle. What sounds right in your head? A university or an university? Don't worry if you're hesitating. This is one of those things that trips up pretty much everyone. But the answer to this one question unlocks the single most important rule for using a and an.
Okay, puzzle time is officially over. The rule for choosing between a and an is actually incredibly simple, but there's a catch. The big secret? It has absolutely nothing to do with spelling. Nothing at all.
And here it is, the golden rule. I want you to forget what you know about the alphabet just for a second. It's not about the letter you see, it's all about the sound you hear at the start of the next word. You use A before a consonant sound and an before a vowel sound. That's it. You have to stop reading the word and start listening to it.
This is where it all clicks into place. Look at an hour. Yeah, the word starts with an H, but what's the first sound you make? It's ow. That's a vowel sound, so it gets N. And now for our big puzzle, university. It starts with a U, sure, but listen to that first sound. Yeah, yet university. That yeah is a consonant sound, so it has to be a university. Same thing for a European. Your ears already know the rule, even when your eyes try to trick you. Okay, so we've totally nailed down how to choose. Now let's get into the when. In what situations do we actually need to pull out an a or an an? This is where all that grammar stuff becomes, real-world conversation. You'll start noticing them everywhere, seriously. We use them all the time to talk about jobs, like, she's a doctor. We use them to introduce something new into a conversation, like, hey, I bought a ticket yesterday. And of course, you hear them constantly in phrases about price or speed, like $1 a pound or 60 miles an hour.
So we've covered the general, the a and an. Now it's time to get specific. It's time to talk about their much more definite, much more pointed counterpart, the word the.
Here's the most important difference to remember. A is for any old car on the street, but the is for that specific car. The one we were just talking about, or maybe it's the only one that exists, or it's the one we can both see right in front of us. Think of the like a spotlight. It points to one and only one specific thing.
So this whole getting specific thing plays out in a few really common ways. We use the for things that are totally unique. I mean, there's only one Earth, so it's always the Earth. We use it when we mention something a second time. The first time, it's a tree. The second time, it's the tree. And we also use it for anything that's number one in some way, like the best or the first, because, well, there can only be one number one.
Okay, let's dive into something a bit more nuanced. The difference between little and a little, or few and a few. This is where a single tiny letter A can completely change the entire feeling of a sentence. It's pretty cool. So, first up, the simple grammar rule. Little is for stuff you can't really count, like salt, or time, or information. Few is for things you can count, like people, or books, or ideas. Okay, that's the easy part. The real magic comes next. And this is the secret. It stops being about grammar and starts being all about emotion. That single letter A is a signal to your listener about whether you think the amount you're talking about is good news or bad news. For instance, if you say, I have a few books, the feeling is positive. It's like saying, hey, I've got some, and that's great. It might not be a huge library, but it's enough, and you're happy with it. That little A signals satisfaction. But watch what happens when you just take that A away. I have few books on art totally flips the meaning. Now it sounds like a problem, doesn't it? It implies you don't have enough, that you really wish you had more. The whole tone becomes negative and kind of disappointed. And guess what? It works the exact same way with those uncountable nouns. If you say, hey, we have a little time before the movie, that's an invitation. It means we have some time, it's enough, let's go grab a coffee. It's optimistic. But if your boss walks in and says, we have little time to finish this project, you know you need to hurry up. The feeling is one of pressure, of scarcity. It means we do not have enough time, and this is a big problem. So we've covered a and an and the. But what about the pro move? What about using absolutely nothing? Yep, sometimes the most advanced, most natural-sounding thing you can do is know when not to use an article at all. Let's check out the zero article rule. Just think of this as your quick, no article cheat sheet. We drop the article when we're talking about general ideas, not the dogs, but just, dogs in general are friendly. We also drop it for those huge, abstract ideas like love or death. And you'll also leave it out for meals. You have breakfast, not have a breakfast. And for most sports and common places like school or home. It feels like a pro move, but this little checklist makes it super easy.
So, if we boil this all down, if you remember nothing else from today, just remember these 3 things. Number 1, always listen for the sound to choose between a or an. Number 2, use the to point a spotlight on something specific. And number 3, adding a to little or few makes it feel positive, taking it away makes it feel negative.
All right, now it's your turn. Honestly, the best way to make these rules really stick is to use them right now. So try it. Try writing just one sentence using one of these ideas, maybe about the best TV show you've ever seen, or maybe there's something you have a little of. Go on, give it a shot. Thanks so much for watching.